Okay, here we go. Doesn't get any more important than this for the Jets or for the Giants. So, happy holidays, and let's get on with it. This will be naturally our moved up Thursday practice today, and we're excited about that. The Jets are a good football team. They have all the stats to show that, whether you're talking defense, offense, or special teams. Their offense scores at about 25 points a game and have done an outstanding job of that. Number one in the green zone in the league, which is outstanding. Their defense done a great job on third down, done a great job throughout. Their special teams has, the number 3 kickoff return team, number 3 kickoff coverage team, number 10 punt team. They've had any number of returns over 40 yards, so they do have quite an arsenal and a very good special teams outfit. So it's an exciting time, without a doubt, the season of the year, the time of the year, the fact that the Jets and the Giants are playing on Christmas Eve, and what's at stake for both teams. Well, I think it's the nature of the game. I think it has to do with what is at stake for both teams. That's the underlying motivational drive and what I see as being the all-important concept in this particular game is the ability to move on, stay alive. I don't know how it gets any better than that.
Coach, does this bragging rights stuff get you in any way, shape, or form?
Just try to win the game. That's what's important to me is let's win the game, and it'll be one of those. It'll be a knockdown, drag-out kind of a physical game without a doubt, but our focus is completely on preparing our team.
Given your injuries, has there been any thoughts at adding someone to the 53-man roster?
That's in the back of our mind, but we'll see how the practices go.
What is the status for practice?
Jake will not practice, and the other 2 guys will. Well, it wasn't too bad 2 weeks ago, and the week before that. So the finish is the idea of finishing stronger, finishing better, playing better football right now. Certainly it wasn't last weekend, but hey, that was last weekend. We're looking forward to this weekend. Completions, moving the ball. We got to do a better job, obviously, defending the pass. We got to do a better job with our tackling and run after the catch kind of thing, and hopefully get some more pressure on the quarterback.
What do you see from Plaxico?
I see the same kind of red zone threat that he's always been, and he's made some spectacular catches. The one down in Philadelphia was outstanding. He's had a couple of more of that type of catch, so he's certainly done an outstanding job there, but not just there. Other spots on the field as well.
Does your knowledge of how you used him against other defenses help you at all in defending him?
We know a lot about Plaxico. He knows a lot about us, but we know a lot about his the way that people prefer to utilize his talents, his ability. He's also a good blocker. I just say, hey, regardless, it'll be decided at 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon, regardless of what is said. Talk is cheap, play the game. That's the way I've always believed.
Have you told your players not to engage in that?
Well, even though you may feel that way, that's not the way we choose to operate.
Has there been any change with Mark's ankle?
He's running on a treadmill, trying to get a little bit further advanced. I believe that where he is today after doing that, I'm not sure. I haven't seen that report.
You talked a lot about JP's
All he can do is do the very best he can. The best that anyone can do is to be a great example to others. The best gift you give to people is great example, and he does it. He plays hard. That type of thing is infectious. You would hope that our entire team would rally to that type of someone's desire and enjoyment and love of playing, his enthusiasm for the game. No matter what situation he's asked to perform in, he does so to the best of his ability, and that's a good thing.
You know, you say you would hope that rallies the team. Now that you're at this crunch point, is this the time where you kind of maybe go to your captains or go to your leadership council and say,
That's been done.
"Just hope you need to plot now"?
It's been done. That's been done.
And what has been the response of your players?
Well, we'll see how they practice. How's that? They know what's at stake. They don't get they know what the message is, believe me. There's nothing been left unsaid.
You mentioned, you said you don't choose to operate that way by talking to another team, but when another team does it to you, is that something that you smile at and say, okay, we can use this a little bit, and do you?
Perhaps. He was a very good football player. They've replaced him with a good player. But he definitely was a very, very important piece of their defensive team. But they move on just like everybody else moves on. You go to the next guy, you encourage the next guy, you try to help him as best you can, you tell him he has an all-important role, and he goes and does it. You've been asking me that question now. This is the second or third time. I'll respond the same exact way. We are in an attempt to motivate, in an attempt to get our guys on the same page, to get them to understand what the importance of the game is. We perform the same way every week. Okay, we did the same thing last week. We're doing the same thing this week. We're going as hard as we can go as a staff to put our players in the best possible position that they can play and perform in and be successful in. And we do it every week. I don't know that.
You've been moving Hakeem around and stuff in the line and getting rid of. How much does that help him get away from double coverage?
Well, it always helps to move people around. We've done the same thing over the years with any number of receivers that were here, different spots so that the location is not always the same. And it helps. It really does. But a lot of times what it comes down to is that one-on-one. Well, you can do some things different, and it's always based on who you're playing, what the personnel dictates to you. So you do have some flexibility within that, yes.
Have you had any sort of private time with Prince, sort of tried to ego a little bit?
I've had a moment or two with him, yes, even since he came back. You know, everybody, I think, understands how difficult it is for a young guy to have no previous training, and then all of a sudden he's ready to go, and you're trying to force him into a situation where the other players have had 10 or so weeks of he's been in every meeting, and he always was, but it's different when you're doing it. So we're trying to encourage, he's a talented guy, but he's got an awful lot on his plate. I think his head is fine. Oh no, they're a pressure outfit, and they do come from different personnel combinations in many different ways. And it is a challenge, no doubt. It's a challenge, and it's a challenge for every team in the league that plays against them.
Have they shown you many more unique looks that you haven't seen from other teams?
I'd say we've probably seen them. There is some different variety of combinations of personnel used more than another, for example, and therefore creating what you would say is different people rushing than from a normal position. Might be a secondary player rather than a linebacker, for example.
Are there any similarities between Rex and Rob's defensive line?
Pressure.
So I mean, does
I don't. They're both unique in the way in which they're trying to use their personnel.
What difference is, you'll be in the same locker room, but being the visiting team in that building, what differences do you have to go through? Anything at all?
No, just stress the fact we're the road team.
David Boss,
Practiced yesterday. We'll practice today.
would you consider using crowd noise during practice at all this week, given that it's sort of a mixed bag on Saturday?
It's a good question. It's a good question. I've considered it.
Top 2 games to go, the whole concept of controlling your destiny, what's that like for you and your staff?
Well, I think if you were to sit down in August and say that with 2 games to go, you'd have your destiny in your hands, not dependent on somebody else, you'd say, okay, sign me up for that.
Are you at all tempted now that Boss is back to leave your offensive line the way it is, to go right back to the
We'll see. We'll see how that works out.
Is that the emphasis, Tom, like what you just said about, you know, if you blow this up in August? Because does that just become, it's only 2 games to go, we still have, you know what I mean? Like, after such a negative game.
We got 2 games to play. We win 2, we're in. How's that? That was the speech. Took a long time, didn't it?
Anything else? Yeah, Tom, any changes in Bradshaw or OC Bradshaw, same deal this week?
Yes.
And OC,
Same.
how about Manningham as a potential out there?
He's not going to work today, I don't believe.
Tom, with how much coverage this game is receiving from the New York Tabloids, can you give me an impression of the back page as opposed to the daily news, please?
I do not follow the day-to-day. Unless Mr. Hanlon provides me with something to read, I really don't. I don't have time for that.